Hi everyone, as you can see, this is Bianchi XR4, the Auto XR4 that I got, and I'm just gonna straight away say that it's not a legitimate XR4. It's bought from AliExpress, and just this video is just trying to let you know about what to know and how do you find out if it's a fake or a real XR4. So over the generations of the counterfeit XR4s that have been produced, there have been two distinct versions of them which can only be differentiated by their seat posts. As you can see over here, the seat post is very similar to the authentic version, and it's actually almost indistinguishable other than the what's it called, the imprint or the logo over here that might be different. I haven't really checked between the real and the fake seat posts, like the wordings, but this looks very real, as it even has the contours of the real one. As you can see, it's quite contoured. It's not just a straight AO seat post. So the first generation XR4 has a very standard looking seat post that you might find, and it's extremely noticeable when you are even from afar, because it's so obvious that it's not real. And the other way to find out whether it's a real or fake XR4 is through the logo. So this XR4, in the real one, the XR is the same color as the frame itself, which is the Celeste, but this one you can see is a bit off colored, so it's not Celeste or Celeste, however you call it. And this is just a way to find whether it's real or fake. The real one is completely the same color, and it's not like that. And I've heard from some people that this part of the seat stay has a bump, but I haven't really noticed it myself, because it could be a bit indistinguishable, but you could try look at that. I can't give a real idea whether you can see it or not. The other way to find whether it's a fake or a real XR4 is through the down tube. The real XR4's down tube is quite an aerodynamically shaped camtail. Actually it's more of an airfoil, but this fake one has a bit more of a flatter section over here. You can see it's flat, but the real one, if you were to bring up a real one, it would have a very sharp and aerodynamic section now. But when you look at it from the front, it's very hard to notice. It's really very hard to notice. And the back, the trailing edge of the down tube is much flatter than the real one. The real one is a bit sharper at the ends. So these are the few ways to find out whether it's real or fake. As in terms of the fork, I can't find much differences between the real one and fake one, because they even use the standard 2-bolt direct mount brakes that the authentic XR4 has lah. So that's actually a plus side for me, because like the direct mount brakes are much more, like, they're much stronger than the single pivot the single bolt brakes that are available on most rim brake bikes out there. Yeah. So we go to the cockpit section of the bike. This is a Vision Metron 6D that is not real. It has actually has most of the things that the real Vision Metron 6D has, and the decals most of them are well positioned and pasted, I could say, and the spacers are even flush, so it goes really well with the real XR4 model. So you can't really tell a difference lah from the front, because it really depends on what kind of handlebar system you use. But I find that the Vision systems have the best looking handlebars for the bike. Then we go to the front. The front has a very similar logo. I don't see any differences between the logo of the real and fake one, and it's actually even a pasted and stuck on model, just like the real one lah. As for the internal housings and stuff, it follows the same as the real one, which has the Di2 port here. This is the front brake, and this is the shift cable entrance. So there's one here and one on the other side. So if you run mechanical, the cables will run through here and then you go down up to here, this thing. So this is if you run mechanical, then this is if you run DI2. So that's one way to, so it's quite a well done imitation copy lah, to be honest, because some imitation copies of other brands don't even have such details on the bike. We go to the back. The hanger, I'm not sure if it's the same as the authentic XR4's hanger, but it would be a plus if it is, but I don't have any hopes of it being the same lah, because it might be difficult to copy that kind of shit. So we go to the bottom bracket. This is a BB86 bottom bracket as what was advertised. So you're kind of set in terms of what kind of BBs you want. You can it's quite universal, and my experience with imitation copies is that most of the time they get their sizing correct and the tolerances quite well done lah for what the price you pay. So you can't really expect too much from it. But safety wise, I would say that right now at this current point in time, these manufacturers have really stepped up their safety, and they also are very their customer support is quite good, and you can even ask them to customize the paint color and stuff lah. But obviously if you customize it, it might be even easier to tell whether it's fake or not, because I'm not sure if Bianchi does custom colors. They might do, but it's very rare lah in Singapore. So I don't condone the buying of imitation frames, because one, it's the safety part, and two, there's no proper warranty that you can get for this kind of frames, because the sellers might disappear, or they might just push the blame to somewhere else lah. But those defects, like example, if there's chips in the paint when it arrives, or if there's a dent or something, they're usually quite responsible, and they will either give you a refund, or you send the frame back and they will send you a new one or something like that lah. I haven't really had much issues with this. So it's up to the individual buyer whether he wants to try it. I myself bought it just for fun, to see how good a fake XR4 is compared to the real one. So yeah, I will build the bike up, and there will be a follow-up video of the bike which has been built, and I'll let you know how it feels and rides as a complete bike. So maybe it could help you make a better informed decision whether you want to buy a fake one or a real one. Yep, so that's all for the video, and see you next time.